So, okay. Okay, thank you. So when we say thank you to someone, when do we say use this word, thank you?
To show gratitude.
Yes.
Because you receive
Some service from them.
yeah, some sort of benefit you represent or some
Yeah.
sort of thing like that.
Some kind of help.
Help.
And who is telling, well, this is what Prabhupada is telling all of us here. So what Prabhupada told us, thank you. Do you think, is that really, did did we do some favor to Prabhupada here? By studying, by being here? Are we doing any favor?
Yeah, we're assisting his goal. He had a goal in his spirit, in his mind, and he was kind enough to spread all that knowledge to us.
Yeah, as he states that all my disciples should be a good teacher. Yes. And that would only be done by reading all these books.
So if we read this in return, what should we tell Prabhupada here?
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhupada, for giving us this opportunity. Right? So here Prabhupada is pleased. Remember, I'll tell you, service can go on, temple construction, everything can go on, but studying should never stop. Everything should be done, but studying should not stop. So if you all have decided to be here, so just imagine what Prabhupada is telling you. Thank you. I am very pleased. Prabhupada is pleased with you all that you're inclined to read and study. See the word study. He didn't just say read my books. Yeah, is it clear? So next paragraph, please.
We need so many preachers who are soundly versed in the scriptures. I'm glad to see how nicely you are reading my books. Please continue to do this. We need so many preachers who are soundly versed in the scriptures to convince the world to take Krishna consciousness.
So there is two opportunities here. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna updesh. Anywhere we can talk about Krishna, we family, friends. And another is preacher, like you teach systematically. So all of you, the moment you step in this room, you're sitting and you have decided to take Bhakti Shastri course. That means even if you're not convinced that you're a teacher, you're a teacher. Just by stepping here. So please, as we study, you think you're not going to, you're living here as a teacher. So it will depend on how seriously you take that study. Think that you have to give a class. Okay, whatever I learned today, tomorrow I have to talk about it. Then the focus of learning will be more powerful. Prepare your consciousness. Because sometimes we come in the class, we have so many things at the back of the mind that many times when we leave, and after a while, oh, I kind of spaced out. There are so many things I didn't learn. So this is something that is, and it takes 1 minute sometimes just to prepare your mind. It's called a guided meditation. So you can come and talk to your mind, to your consciousness, why I am here for, what I'm going to bring from here. Okay, so next paragraph.
I will never die. I live in my books. The day after Prabhupada arrived, a press conference was held with all the major newspapers and television stations represented. Sitting under the glare of TV lights in the large Berkeley Temple room, Prabhupada was faced with the question, what will happen to the movement when you die? His answer came back immediately, I will never die. All the guests and devotees cheered and Prabhupada continued, I live in my books.
So I'll share one instance. This is they asked Prabhupada what will happen when he will die. So one devotee one time asked another question to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, what if something happens to the ISKCON movement? Like there's a big issue and ISKCON is kind of, everything disappears. ISKCON doesn't exist. Prabhupada said, it's too late. My books are already out there. Someone someday will read my book and start the movement again. So that much powerful is the books. And definitely Bhagavad Gita is one of them, the most important book to start the movement again. Yeah, it's enough. Prabhupada said too late. Anybody can read the book, Prabhupada's book, Bhagavad Gita, and make ISKCON rise from the ashes.
No ashes.
No, Prabhupada mentioned that. So just imagine how powerful Prabhupada's books are. So here you are, Prabhupada, if you want to associate with Prabhupada. See, here's the thing. We have to be genuine in our relationship with Prabhupada and Krishna. So many times our relationship is almost like very far. I wouldn't even say superficial, but it can be superficial unconsciously, not consciously. Like if you love someone genuinely, let's take example of an attraction between a man and a woman. When you love someone, what will you like to do? Converse with that person, know that person, his mood, his ways of life, his expectation. But do we do it with Krishna? Do we really mean it? Do we really mean that with Prabhupada? When we go in the temple, to what percentage are we conscious that Prabhupada is present there physically? He is there. How much we are conscious? That is an answer that you have to give yourself. How much you're conscious that, just like I go in the temple and I see Dipansh there. I'm conscious of him. How much we're conscious that Prabhupada is present there. And if we were conscious of how Prabhupada is present there, how our obeisances would be, and how we'd be talking to Prabhupada. Many times we talk to Prabhupada as if he is just a statue. Yeah. So we need to be conscious. Spiritual life is about being conscious. Prabhupada said you become conscious, then you can become Krishna conscious. And guess what? Sometimes lifetime can go like that. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, one lifetime, several lifetime. We are unconscious in Krishna consciousness. That is something, a loss for us. How you will see that if this is something that you can see if devotees for years and years are in the movement, but humility, you can't see much difference in their humility, in their tolerance, in their loving attitude, in their dedication to Krishna. So first, let's save ourselves and we can help others. So the last paragraph?
I want that all of my spiritual sons and daughters inherit this title of Bhaktivedanta. One who will pass this examination will be awarded with the title of Bhaktivedanta. I want that all of my spiritual sons and daughters will inherit this title of Bhaktivedanta so that the family transcendental diploma will continue through the generations. That is my program. So we should not simply publish these books for reading by outsiders, but our students must be well versed in all of our books so that we can be prepared to defeat all opposing parties in the matter of self-realization.
See, Prabhupada is requesting. This is a, and he's, see, even if we don't have this title, yes, someone can also, okay, we cannot have this title like Bhaktivedanta Harinishta or Bhaktivedanta Malika, but Prabhupada already gave us, no? That's a relationship between us and Krishna. Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Yes,
I have a question.
yes,
I don't know if I was reading on some page of ISKCON that like we have Bhakti Vaibhav program, right? Similarly, we have Bhakti Vedant program. Like
yes,
in Bhakti Vaibhav, we study 1 to 3 or 4th canto, and later on after that we study like other cantos. And once we have completed that course, then the Bhakti Vedant title is added to us.
is, sorry, I missed Ishwari was talking to me. So what's is your question?
So my question is, I read somewhere, probably it was the Bhakti Shastri webpage, that
Yes,
we have Bhakti Vaibhav, in which we have Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, 2, 4, or 3. And
yes,
after that, we have Bhakti Vedanta, in which we have Canto 4 to 7 or 4 to 8.
yes,
So this Bhakti Vedanta title is not only to Prabhupada, but it is there to others also. For example, in Gaudiya Math also, there are so many preachers who are titled Bhakti Vedanta. And
yes,
because Bhakti Vedanta is basically a title given to someone who is already well versed in all the Bhakti literatures, right?
yes,
So Bhakti Vedanta title can be awarded to others also, but they have to do certain qualifications for that.
yes. So, yeah, right, yeah, Shudanshu, yeah, and we know that, but right now I'm talking to us here, like, still, I are you okay tomorrow? Like there are so many Bhakti Shastri holders, Bhakti Shastri degree holders, but we don't put the title in front of their name, even in the certificate. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, yes, I do.
So I'm telling, even if we don't have it, tomorrow when you will get your Bhakti degree, the certificate, it won't be mentioned Bhaktivedanta Shudanshu.
No, yeah, definitely.
So that's my point. Even if it's not mentioned, but Prabhupada award us that.
Yes.
It's not a question, it's a material thing to be on paper. But when we will go in front of Prabhupada see us with that title. When he told us, when he's initiating us, and he's giving us the name of Das and Dasi, when we go in front of Prabhupada see us as the servant of Krishna. And he helps us to become servant of Krishna. Right? Are you getting my point, Shudanshu?
Yes.
So when we go in front of Prabhupada, like right now, devotees after the class, whoever is here, some of you might go to for darshan, right? So Prabhupada will see, okay, my Shri Janva Devi Dasi, he will already put the title of Bhaktivedanta there, but because she's on the path. This is how merciful Prabhupada is. Is it too strong, the smell? We can
Open the door, yeah.
Please, yeah. Because I'm feeling also. Maybe open the main door also for a while. The heating's. No, I think it was too strong.
It's
Yeah.
very strong.
Yeah. So everybody is clear on the Zoom line also. Is that clear?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Welcome. So someone can read on page 5, aims of the Maya. Okay, aims of the Bhakti Shastri course. To help students memorize and recall essential knowledge of the Bhakti Shastri. Yes, so with memorization, that is something I'll discuss later. Carry on.
Number two, to deepen students' understanding of the
Would
theology
you open the
of
main door?
Bhakti Shastris.
Understanding the theology of the Bhakti Shastra. There's a difference between knowing and understanding. And study will help us understand. Go ahead.
Number three, to help students personally apply the teachings of the Bhakti Shastras in their lives.
This is very important to help students personally apply. This is going to become personal application. If we become Bhakti Shastri degree holders and we are not applying in our life, it's just a piece of paper.
Okay, number five, to help students understand and appreciate the mode and mission of Srila Prabhupada is revealed in number four.
To engage students.
To enhance students' desire and ability to effectively reach Krishna consciousness based on the teachings of the Bhakti Shastras.
Very good. Carry on.
Okay, number five, to help students understand and appreciate the mode and mission of Srila Prabhupada is revealed in writing on the Bhakti Shastras, aim to perpetuate that understanding within ISKCON.
See, this is very important to understand the mode and mission of Srila Prabhupada. This is something we miss when we don't study. And this is something happens. What happens if we don't understand the mode and mission of Prabhupada? We don't get the deep grasp. This is how easily people leave ISKCON and go to the other movements. Why? Because deep down they haven't understand the mood and mission. And this will come along while we study. Next.
To help students apply the principles of Bhakti Shastri with Vaishnava integrity and appropriate consideration of time, candidate, and country.
Yeah, something regarding Vaishnava integrity. This is something that it will become an impression in us, samskara, quality, nature, habit. And this is something when we'll leave the body, these impressions will go with us, impressions and our karmic accounts. So just by studying, imagine what kind of samskaras we're going to delete and what kind of samskaras we're going to imbibe in our life. Next.
7. To help students appreciate and appropriately apply Gaudiya Vaishnava culture, etiquette, and principles of Vaishnava Sangha as imparted in the Bhakti Shastras.
Yeah, that is. Any question on this?
Etiquette is very important. It's a key, right?
And many devotees doesn't even know what is Vaishnava etiquette.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, Vancouver temple, all the temples, Vaishnava etiquette is being taught monthly basis or constantly.
You have to be trained in it.
Yeah, it's very important. So we'll work towards that also. Maybe one of you tomorrow, you can take that service to teach Vaishnava etiquette. Yes.
One of the problems for that too is that there's no more Bhaktin ashrams. Like I was trained rigorously in etiquette from living in the ashram many years ago when I first joined the movement. And I came here, there was an ashram now. Year before too for women. Radhika was the leader. So that's the problem too. Now it's changed this kind. It's not the same. But you have outsiders getting initiated and they're told, oh, just continue with your job or whatever. who are doing the supply to Krishna.
No, it
And
should
this is
stop.
change from
Yeah.
when I joined.
Yeah.
It's
We had no
decaying. It's
choice of
decaying
what we were
slowly.
doing. We had to go collect money on the street every day. We didn't have a choice of go and do whatever you like.
So you
It was
pray
very-
now. See, the thing is, one thing, Krishna will never let this place become perfect. Put that in your mind. This place is not going to become perfect. Bhagavatam already mentioned how the degradation will go down. So bearing that in mind, and bearing that we are devotee, there's a reason why Krishna placed us in a country. Why Vancouver? Why I'm surrounded by these people? Why this situation? So what should be our consciousness as Bhakti Shastri students? Krishna, being in this situation, how can I help? How can I contribute? How can you guide me to do what you want? How can you use me in your service? It's good because you can see that others cannot see. And just imagine the training that you had, and you being the person that didn't have the training, would you be the same person? No, because the training made you someone. So just pray to give what you have. Even this desire, you will see how it will. Krishna will send you situation, circumstances where you can serve according to Krishna's desire. One thing we have to understand, we serve, but service should be done as Krishna desires. Otherwise, service can make us puffed up. Service can make us become envious. Doing devotional service on the altar can make us become proud. And this is not the nature of devotional service. What is the nature of devotional service? It makes you become humble, more compassionate, more loving, more caring. So why? We need to ask this question. Are we serving Krishna favorably as Krishna desires? Anya Bilasita Sunyam, Nectar of Devotion 1:11. So this is something that we need to ask ourselves in our everyday life. Because what's the use of everything? Ultimately Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhaum, all these studies, all these scriptures, all the incarnation coming down, Krishna's incarnation, all his powerful representative he's sending down, ultimately what they want us to do. Ultimately, if we just come to what at the end of the day we are supposed to be, what should be the goal?
Purity.
Develop the qualities.
And how you develop
Qualities, 26 qualities of the devotee.
And when you develop that quality, then
you can serve better.
exactly, it all comes to service, devotional service. But sometimes we perform devotional service in mode of ignorance. We are performing devotional service in mode of passion. We are performing devotional service in the mode of goodness. So this is a question we ask, reflect in our life. Are we serving Krishna as Krishna desires? Give me an example of a situation where you can serve Krishna as he desires. Suppose, okay, I'll kind of put it a little more precise. Suppose you have to cook for Krishna.
Okay, so if you have to cook for Krishna, it's not just cooking for Krishna. From the time you have to go to the grocery store, buying stuff, it has to be in your mind that you are doing for Krishna, not just for yourself. And then the time of cooking everything, there should be something on that you are listening or doing no talking to other people. Everything should be very, very supreme, like in a good way.
Do you pray while you're cooking or?
Probably you can hear. like put the tape on or something, but I don't think you should talk or sing because they don't want spit coming on the food, on the prashad.
Mhm. Okay, so what are you going to buy?
Everything Krishna likes.
And if you
Honey.
don't like Karela, bitter gourd, are you going to buy?
Yes, Krishna likes it.
Because Krishna likes it. There was one devotee, in general, asked me if there is tomato in the offering. I said yes. And she told me, Mataji, can you don't put tomato because I have issues? And that was a pujari. And I was like, very humbly, we shouldn't become arrogant. Then you realize that no, Mataji, we're cooking for Krishna. We cannot cook, you see, while
For
you're
you,
cooking.
yeah.
Yeah. And especially the standard, I'm telling about the temple. At home you can, because Krishna understands, but in temple you cannot fool around. I'll cook this because I like, I cook this, I no. So then we can, it's a very small example of how our consciousness should be elevated in devotional service. And what to do if our consciousness is not pray? Pray to Radharani. Radharani, how I can serve Krishna better. She will guide you. So, okay, I think we covered. And the number 8 is very important. See, this is the, yeah. During our study, there will be 3 sections in our Bhakti Shastri study. Bhagavad Gita is full of knowledge, but it's not just knowledge. There are places you will know that, okay, I need to have this knowledge. Like Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a knowledge. But then there are sections where skills. There are knowledge where you can use them in your personal application. You understand what is meant by personal application? How you will, not memory, how you will put it into action. Yeah. And then there is preaching application. Yeah. Preaching application, is it clear what preaching application means? You learn something and then you know how to put it into application. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, don't preach to the envious. Yeah. So that becomes a preaching application. We make sure that we don't disturb the envious ones. But there are certain ways that is mentioned, how you approach, and you don't tell the person, are you someone who comes to the temple, are you a meat eater? This is so there's a way how we preach so that gradually people can open their heart to Krishna. And what will be personal application? Give me an example that you know from Bhagavad Gita that is a personal, you can use it as a personal application.
Some equanimity. Everywhere he repeats about the importance of reaching a level.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Equanimity, for example, right? Samadha,
Samadarshina. Yes.
Equanimity, the level is to be reached. Krishna guides us to reach it and says that without it we cannot achieve nirvana, samadhi, we cannot. It's a indicator of certain level of purification. But in life, in a relationship with others in our lives, we definitely need to have this. It is a really, really helpful skill to survive, all kind of marital situations and with children and in general. But for me personally, it came to the level that if I'm not there, I have high blood pressure, high heart rate, and it destroys my body. So I have no.
You have
No
to get
way.
back to your.
I have to get to that. Yeah.
So Samadarshina, thank you, Ishwari. Samadarshina is you see everybody with equal vision. Equal vision means, at least on our stage, we are not. Samadarshana is a very high level stage. You know, you just see everything is, the doer is Krishna. Everybody is, you don't judge them.
I was talking about equanimity. I was not talking about Samadarshana. I was talking about
Equal vision.
equanimity. It's being equally equiposed in distress and in happiness. That's what I was talking
So
about.
isn't that its own swamis? They are like that? Like, I don't think we are anywhere near here.
No, I think I can relate this from like in the chapter 12, verse number 56. Here's a slok. I don't remember that. It's Dukheshvanu Dvigamana, in which Krishna says that one who is steady in every situation, like he doesn't get happy in a very good
That's-
situation and
yeah.
doesn't get like
That's the verse in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. Matra spashtu kanteya. You can open quickly and go through it. Matra spashtu kanteya. Sitoshna sukha dukkada. 214. 214.
I didn't say I reached it right away. No,
So it's Matra spashtu kanteya. Sitoshna sukha dukkada. Agama paino nityas. Tam titikshava bharata. Ishwar, okay. Malika, can you read the translation, please?
Where are we?
214.
214.
Krishna will say to Arjuna about
Chapter 2, 14 verse.
verse 14. Yeah?
You can find it in there. Report. Then report the discharge.
No, just the translation. Yeah.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
Yeah, so happiness, distress is arising from sense perception, and Krishna is telling, look, Arjun, you want winter to come or not, it's going to come anyway. You want the weather to be sunny, it's going to rain anyways. So, and this is something temporary, it will come and go. Similarly, everybody can experience that. Happiness and distress comes and goes. Yes? So what we should do, what Krishna is telling, just be equipoised, undisturbed, accept it the way it is, because it is temporary, it will come and go. But you know what's the challenge in our life? The challenge is not to tolerate distress as devotees. We are so trained to tolerate distress. One of the challenge for devotees is to tolerate happiness. That is more challenging, to be equipoised during happiness, joy.
So maybe just I could summarize my point, because practical use of that knowledge, because at the level of knowledge can still remain there, that Krishna is talking about equanimity in about 20 verses at least, at the very least, about the importance of equanimity. So that is the knowledge. Understanding, it's understand how it feels to be equanimous and how important it is, and really bring it to the level of realization. That becomes knowledge. That was my point.
Yeah, that's knowledge. Application is,
and it turns into practical application.
yeah.
We're striving for it.
Yeah.
Before, when we are exposed to some stressors or whatever calamities, as it says there, we breathe and we think with opening our mouth and reacting.
Yeah.
We try not to be reactive.
That
right?
is putting into practice.
That was my example.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So, Shudanshu, can you give an example of Prabhupada's mood and mission from Bhagavad from Bhakti Shastri? Anyway, from your
From Bhagavad
knowledge.
Gita.
From your knowledge, mood and mission of Prabhupada, because there will be different instances we can read something and I can ask you, okay, is that something just as knowledge or as something that it's a preaching application? Yeah, mood and mission.
Well, if we talk about the mood and mission of Prabhupada, it's a very deep topic, because if we
Yes.
consider outwardly, if we consider the external, then it is to preach and save people from hell, save people from this world and take them back to Godhead. But actually, the mission is more complex. It's to give in the personal service of Shri Radha Krishna, and that is the highest, and that is what Gaudiya Vaishnavism is all about. It's not about saving one from a material world, because a pure devotee doesn't even watch spiritual world or material world. He's equiposed. Narayana parasarve na kutashtana bibyati. Whether in hell, whether in heaven, he's always equiposed, because he can see Krishna everywhere, even in hell, even in heaven, even in Vaikuntha, even in material world. Doesn't matter. But the main mission of Prabhupada is basically to give that pure devotional service to everyone, to give them the internal mood of service of personal service to Shri Radha Krishna. And that can be. And in Bhagavad Gita, if you're talking about, then there's the verse in the 18th chapter, as you say, Nacha Manushyanam Sahasreshtu. No, not that one, sorry. Nacha Tasmat Manusheshtu Kashchit Me Priya Krittamaha. That no one is more dear to me other than who preaches. And this is the biggest service we can do to Krishna, that is to preach to others.
Very good.
The main mood is to preach, but what to preach is that we have to know first before preaching. It is not only preaching just basic stuff that, okay, do this, do that. It's very deep. That's what Gaudiya Vaishnavism is. That's why we are called Rupanugas, not Vaishnavas.
Thank you, Shraddhanshu. Very nice explanation. So please try to understand. You can only give to others. Suppose someone who needs water. If you don't have a bottle of water filled with water, can you give to that person? No. Studying is like that. When studying is, if you're not able to openly tell about Krishna, people are not coming to you and asking you, you're not in that environment, means you have your place of where you stand, means you don't have anything to give. This is why you are not able to give Krishna to others. If you fill the bottle of water, you know what will happen? If someone is thirsty, Krishna will say, okay, go to Gita, she has water. Yeah? So, preaching is not difficult. All what we need is to fill our water bottle. What is this? Study of the scriptures and become a practitioner. You will see. It's not, do you think preaching or any service, it's in our hand? Oh, I can do this. I can do this service. No. Preaching, service, any service, it's the property of Vrinda Devi. Every morning we chant devotional service. So if Vrinda Devi is not sanctioned by Radharani to give us service, forget about it. We cannot, without Krishna's mercy, we cannot even utter a word of spiritual. So we are here to fill our bottle so that we can give to others. This is all what we have to do. Is it difficult? It's not difficult. Otherwise, Krishna will put you in Kurukshetra. Yes. Then you will run for water, you will look for water.
Yes, but we are bone and flesh, and we tend to have emotions, and that's what this is referring to. It has to be tolerate whatever input that is going to affect your mood. So being human means you're sensitive to those sort of bad vibes or good vibes, or let's to put it in some easy understanding terms. At least that's how I read it myself.
That's why we have to go deep in the ocean of knowledge and then apply to practice because
Forgive.
on the bottom of the ocean there's no
Mhm.
waves. When we're on the surface,
Yeah, it's learning to
Yes.
forgive and learning to have the compassion. It's
Transformation of
not
character.
easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
So-
You've been after many, many years.
So it's
many,
a
many lives.
You're more advanced.
yeah. So gradually, what will Bhagavad Gita teach? Bhakti Shastri will teach us. Will it is important to understand the purpose of education within any society. So first, there's a need, an opportunity. So here you came. Why? Either you felt it as a need or you got an opportunity. Yeah,
Isn't it?
Both.
need an opportunity. And then what happens? You develop aims and objective. Why I'm here? What I'm going to, what is my objective? And it's between you, Prabhupada, and Krishna. I'm sorry. I'm just the messenger. And then you will develop learning experiences. You will learn this. You will learn so many sections that Bhagavad Gita teaches. And there will be, you have to apply in your life. And the application is not after 2 years when you finish Bhakti Shastri. Application starts the moment you enter the class and the moment you leave the class. So I think we are good with.
I can just share one thing.
Yes.
Recently, I read what Shri Maharaj was sharing that when he was 15 years old, new brahmachari in the temple,
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada gave class and everything, and he called the people who were doing books. There were a lot of people doing books, a lot of devotees doing it. And he called them and they said, Prabhupada, we did so many books. And Srila Prabhupada said, did you read them? Are you reading them? Are you studying them yourself? Because I'm writing them for you first.
Mhm.
For you first.
So just being here, sitting in this cozy environment with association of devotees, what are we doing? We are pleasing Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is not interested. Be careful. Someone is a sharp scholar or intelligent or has high ability to memorize. No. Prabhupada and Krishna is seeing our heart. That we have to make sure. And come here with your heart, not just with the brain. So, okay, we finished our discussion. Any questions so far on this? So we'll do a small exercise. It's going to be a small exercise with 2 of you. So Geeta and Mataji, you and Mataji, Malika and Mataji, how to call you? Don Leah, Mataji. Okay, you two. Should Deepanj and Leelananda Prabhu and you two. Okay, it's a very so Shudanshu and those who are online. I'm sorry, maybe you have to become little impersonal at this point. So, okay. So you will have to do a role play. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to think. So one of you is going to be Krishna. And I'm going to teach you how to converse with Krishna because Bhagavad Gita is all about conversation. And guess what? We are very poor in conversation. We have to admit. You know, when we are good with conversation, we are in a trouble. When we are in great distress, see how we are good in conversing. So right now, each of you, you will take turns to play. One will be Krishna and one will be a Bhakti Shastri student, and you will have to explain to Krishna why you are here and what you want to achieve and how you want to please Prabhupada. Is that clear?
Okay, so why we're here?
Yes.
And how we are going to achieve it?
And then.
What is your mood and desire? And
I feel fear
what is your mood and desire?
and
You can have some requests with Krishna,
no, I'm doing
or you can, some whatever you can even
He said three things, but
Yeah.
Okay, so one is like why we're here, and
Yes.
then what's the second?
Mood and desire.
I thought that was part of why we're here. Is that no?
You can elaborate on that
Okay.
because I haven't
it's all the same
really
anyways. Yeah.
why you are here, what you want to achieve,
Okay,
and what you want to do after you become a Bhakti Shastri degree holder. So think about it 1 minute, and then you will have to, one of you will play the role of Krishna, another one the student, and you switch your roles. So on the Zoom line, you have to do this for yourself.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'm just writing it down. Is that can we maybe share it in the group chat later on? In the WhatsApp group? Something like this, just as part of the exercise?
Yeah, I'll come to that. Yeah. So basically after the activity, I request those who want to volunteer, they can do so. It's not mandatory. It's not, you don't have to. But if you would like to share, that would be nice, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I miss being there, so at least I'll feel a little bit participatory.
It's going to get very interesting when we'll be on site, I'm telling you. Okay, I think you can you can start playing your role. So you both, you decide, take turns. So decide who is Krishna first.
Okay.
Sometimes seem to be contradictory. The point is why I'm here is because I want to learn. But I realize it's not easy.
Okay.
It's not easy.
Okay. What is your mood and desire?
Of course.
After 3 minutes. That's not then I want
6 age you're not anything.
Basically, realize the whole Lord. Books to you.
But you can
Then I guess what I need to know is
you want to
basic.
get fired up.
Very basic, you can be able to,
You can
like he said, he referred to a page.
That's when I
With some location he's referring to and then so
when the order you want.
so basically he did that. So you want to be
Like
to
to be expert in
yes in this chapter he's saying that's what he's referring.
and this is
I know many things that I've read, but I cannot study.
okay.
Amazing.
I know it's-
Yeah, it's really is there.
And you remember I told you, tell me something I don't know. because I read Manisa and I know that what she was saying was like a data. Data is like words and data, but not all really in my car.
Okay, what will you do?
The basic, the one is spread the world. Spread the word. And we have to be knowledgeable in order to escape.
And you will be
And not look like that. Look parts. You know what I mean? That was nice.
That's not conversation, it is what you have a fish.
It's not to judge.
Always cheap.
But that's. And I'm not like you. I'm not even in seeing it. And I don't even. Most all the. Because they're not all of it, more it's bringing it up. The best thing that moving that where I come from, that's why I came here. Because now it's reverse.
Yeah, so I tell you why I am here is that the work to learn any things and I think and I try to get up why I think you want to. It's very to take shelter of the school because language teachers of the classroom and all. It's driving. So you cannot learn something easy grades where it's express me to learn anything. You have to go to a proper teacher.
Many people don't even have this opportunity and they do it, they learn life, the rules.
I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah.
It was really fast. So the spin design is so just like you mentioned. This is a very close like in there are subjects are there. Though I want to think systematically and deeply. Connected with practicality. Yeah. Like some things are theoretical and some things are practical. And in the end, what I'm trying to what I will do after.
Okay. Next time I'll have a ring, a bell. Time's up. Time's up.
Oh, so the program yesterday I went and I took a stitching for that.
Okay, time's up. So,
It was good.
how many of you were talking to Krishna?
Both of us.
Yeah, both of us.
Good. And how did you feel when you had a conversation with Krishna about your Bhakti Shastri study?
It's comfortable, actually, like a friend.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I don't say hi, dude, but yes, I say I'm here again, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, as Mukunda Prabhu asked a question. Yes, I mean anybody who is feel comfortable to share your conversation with Krishna. Do you want to say Mukunda Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sure, yeah, I can. I was writing it, so sure, yeah. Okay. My dear Krishna, I do not think I'm qualified for this course. I've loved reading and studying all of Prabhupada's smaller books, but honestly, I've felt intimidated by the larger Shastras. I really enjoy studying with the daily Bhagavatam class and Maharaja's Gita classes, but this level of study is very intimidating to me. I just took this at my Maharaja's request, and I hope to gain a deeper understanding of your words and Prabhupada's mission. And I hope to be able to better communicate your message to the world. I hope to have a better relationship with you and gain a more personal understanding of what you want from me. I just hope that I somehow can communicate that better with my words. Hare Krishna.
I will clap, yes. Very good, very well said.
We subscribe.
Yeah, anyone on the Zoom line as well? Anybody? Because I know online we are not that interactive with them. So think about it, or anybody here? You wanna? Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisance to each one of you and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So first thing, like, why am I here? So in short, like even if you want to learn something practical in this world, like driving, or you want to learn, you want
No,
to be a
no,
doctor,
okay.
you have to be under the shelter of
Yeah.
an expert teacher in
Yeah.
a classroom environment. And so I want to be here to learn from a guru and in a classroom environment under guidance. And the
Yeah.
mood and desire is like in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, I was reading that Prabhupada was saying, if one person has understood the mission and purpose of this Bhagavad Gita, I consider my preaching successful.
Yeah.
So in the same desire, like if I'm able to understand this message and convince one person in the outside world, that mood and desire is what I want to learn. If I can convince one materialistic person that you are a soul and part and parcel of Krishna, I consider it a very happy thing for me. And regarding application of this after doing this course, it's like more or less the same thing. Like if I can transform the heart of one person, I consider it the goal of this.
Very good. So this is what you told Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
very
said,
good.
in fact,
Yeah. Anyone else?
can I take this opportunity to say that I'm completely opposite to what his perception
For
is?
now, I'll train you. I'll try to help you. Try to be very specific in your answer. Like when I told you your conversation, so you tell what you told Krishna. Yeah, that's good. So
Yeah.
you wanna tell what
Yeah,
you told
I
Krishna?
compare always with nature. For me, Krishna is part of the exterior life and part of my heart, but it reflects on the sun, the wind, the birds, and all that makes me vibrate. And I want to be in touch with. I want to see him. I want to touch him. I want to hear him. I want to be with him.
Yeah.
So that's how I motivate. It's not so much like I go to a school. This I go to the woods or somewhere
sorry
and try
to-
to connect.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Right now, we want to know what you said to Krishna
Oh, what I said to
regarding the
Krishna.
Bhakti Shastri. Yeah.
I was afraid, like he said, but I said I'll take the chance and you guide me. Basically,
Yes.
that's basically all.
You know why you have fear? I'll let you know. Why, if you have fear, I'm going to clarify why you have fear. Because you think you are the controller. Because you think it depends on you to understand, to assimilate, and to go through the Bhakti Shastri course. You think it's up to you. You are the one who has the ability. And what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? So, if you're fearing, that means you have false ego too much.
Like all of us.
If we accept it, I am the controller, my false ego, I cannot do this. I cannot Bhakti Shastri. Even the slightest fear, that is the significance of thinking that I am the controller. But who is the controller?
It's Krishna.
So tell Krishna, Krishna, you are the controller. I'm only trying to follow Prabhupada's instruction, Krishna. You give remembrance, you give forgetfulness. According to my free will, Krishna, I will try my best constantly. You guide me. All what you could do, you could make the choice to come and sit here. Yeah? This is even this with mercy of Krishna, you cannot do. I'm sorry.
That's so true.
You cannot do that. So if you're fearing, then I'm sorry. You're controlling. You're the mini controllers. And this is what designation that you have to give.
But it is very natural for all of us to have fear of unknown. Because we are trying to get this level of purification when we understand that this what Gita teaches us, that Krishna is the controller, and we're just
So what happens when Maya put that
has
in
to be a
your...
little bit easier on
Yeah.
him, because it's kind of a little bit of a tough over statement.
No, that was a general
Good.
That was it. That is a very general, because it took me years to teach Bhakti Shastri because I was afraid. And one of my question was, I'm not powerful to teach. I'm not powerful. That was the word I used. So what was the answer is that you don't need to be powerful. You don't need to be super intelligent. All you need is to be humble. Yeah. Fernando Prabhu,
Yes.
I mean, when I'm speaking, that's why we do Vanchakalpa at the end. There's nothing personal.
In the beginning and during and
Yeah.
every second.
Yeah. So that is in general. And why I'm telling Maya is gonna put all kind of tests. I'm telling you, you're gonna have genuine obstacles, justified.
Can I share? I would ask Krishna to please help me with this. Dear Krishna, please help me with this endeavor. And I want to become a better instrument, preaching instrument in your hands. Because I truly find out that sometimes I'm lacking. I have one script that I hope to convince everybody to become Krishna conscious with. But there are much more to say and much more to know and realize and to experience. And then preaching becomes more powerful and I become better instrument in Krishna's hands. And also another reason is for me to get fired up and get inspired, because inspiration is such a thing that comes and goes. And Krishna guarantees here in 8.5 that whoever at the end of life quits the body, remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. But by studying this, by actually constantly inspiring our japa, our service with this knowledge, we solidify our remembrance.
Very good. So if we prepare the mood, if you don't prepare the mood, yes, Tipan?
Yeah. So as we were talking about, like all connected to Krishna, so Guru Maharaj, like His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, in one of his lecture, was explaining you don't have to even open Bhagavad Gita to get to know this, that Krishna is in command, because when we see this cover picture, he explains that this cart you see is your body. Arjuna, you see is your soul. These horses you see is your senses. And Krishna operates you. So he explains you, like if you give the command of your life in his hands, so he'll move you. You don't have to do anything.
That's a nice example.
Guru Maharaj is that.
Yeah. But it's good you remember that.
Yeah, no.
That's good.
In Gurukul only, like when I was 8 or 9 years, then he explained this.
Very good.
I never heard that explanation before. That's nice. But although it explains about the senses
Yes.
and the whole subject,
Yes.
it's nice to know. Thank you.
Yeah. So again, coming to how to become a recipient of, receive blessing, receive gifts. Imagine even when we receive a gift, it's our mood, our consciousness, our relationship with that person. When the person goes to the shop, what decides what kind of gift she's going to give to you? The relationship you have with the person, how much how much loving it is, how much reciprocation there is. In this way, if you have 10 people to give Christmas gift, there are some people you have different quality of gift, right? To give according to your relationship, loving exchange, and your interaction, your service to each other. So similarly, to receive this gift of Bhagavad Gita, to receive, what are the things that we need to do is first approach, take blessing from our Guru. That Vidhi Pranipatina, he mercy flows. Take blessing. I'm not qualified to understand Bhagavad Gita. I'm not even qualified. Please bestow your mercy on me. Beg mercy to Radha Madan Mohan. Because you know what happens? It's the mercy, the knowledge is transcendental. And it comes according to the degree you prepare your heart to receive it.
I notice this because some people, they cannot accept the message, right? So it depends on the receptivity.
Yeah.
Duryodhana heard the whole Gita and he didn't accept the lesson.
Yeah. Krishna even manifested his Virat Roop in front of Duryodhana. So, taking that example, what you should do, suppose you come here and I give you a tree of gems to plant. What would you like to learn?
The tree of gems.
Yes.
You want to say, well, that doesn't exist.
No, if I have to give, what will you make sure? The tree grows and you reap gems. So the very first questions, what are the questions? Okay, what environment it should be, what quality of soil, what are the, all these things. So even to get the gems from Bhagavad Gita, did I disappoint you?
You said something that I remembered something years ago. That is very funny. About giving gifts. My older brother, he received a gift that was very kind of an insult. Thing he did that absolutely didn't want to receive it. And we kind of had some competition sometimes. So I was applauding, yay.
See?
I was seeing his distress, but I was, but sometimes it does happen, so you want to give stuff, or ugly, those famous ugly sweater, Christmas sweater. You get the sweater, the sleeve is too short or something.
You want to get rid.
Yeah.
So just imagine if you want to receive the best gift, is to give the best gift to Krishna. So what is the best gift to Krishna is your heart. What kind of heart? What kind of consciousness? And don't make Bhakti Shastri just a 2-hour, in your to-do list. Don't put Bhakti Shastri class in your to-do list, please.
But it has to be there also,
There.
to some extent. So if it's not there, then how do you describe it? If it's not the to-do list, what kind of list is it?
Okay, let me rephrase it. Don't put Bhakti Shastri in your to-do list.
It's not a
Just-
chore.
Exactly.
Probably put in 2 hours to come here.
Exactly.
5 days to read it.
Because if you put that as a chore, Krishna is going to put you as the same in his list. And yes, this is how it works. The gift you give to Krishna, he's gonna give the gift to you. If you give him exclusive time, look, you're not coming for me here. You're coming for Krishna. So quality of time you give to Krishna before coming and while here, that will determine what kind of time Krishna will give you. I'm telling you. Krishna is very, very smart in reciprocating. So that is most important. And especially Bhakti Marg Maharaj is coming. He's also our GBC. He's also the Guru. It's also good whoever you feel, impacted your spiritual life very positively, very strongly. You can also reach out for mercy and always pray to Guru Parampara to bless you all the time. Make it It depends on your consciousness, what kind of consciousness you want to approach Bhakti Shastri. To that degree, Bhakti Shastri, Gita will be revealed to you. Krishna will use me as an instrument. If Ishwari is here with something, and Krishna knows, okay, Ishwari is longing for something, Krishna can use me, can use any one of us to give that message. I'm telling you.
Yeah, always works like that.
Yeah, this is a transcendental class. It's not just a class like you to go to university and everything.
That's right.
Yeah. So okay, we have 30 minutes. We'll start, we'll dwell in the introduction. And why I will take maybe one, I'll see how it goes, because introduction is very important. Why? As I mentioned to you, Prabhupada, Krishna starts speaking about bhakti way after that many chapters, or from 7th chapter. But Prabhupada couldn't wait to give. Couldn't wait. It's mentioned if you just understand the introduction, you can understand the mood of Prabhupada, and you can even go back to Godhead anytime.
Just after reading that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So
Understanding, yeah.
So we'll go from the Mangalacharan. Introduction. We can chant all of us together. So on the Zoom line, we are on page 1, introduction. So the introduction starts with Mangalacharan. What is the meaning of Mangalacharan?
Vicious.
Yeah, invoke auspiciousness. And in our life, we don't need much wealth. We don't need material things. All we need is auspiciousness in our life. And this is how mercy will flow. Mangal, auspicious. So we can chant together and try to chant it with your heart, not just like parrot. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Chaitanya Manobishtam Vistapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Vakadamaya Dadati Swapanantika. But no, that's it. We're gonna discuss that. So anyone volunteer to read the translation?
Indeed. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Yeah, just that's good, Ishwari. Thank you. So I was born in the darkest. What I do, I also explain how writing is very important. I take notes, and I sometimes even stick it on my Bhagavad Gita so that it comes when I read, I remember. Writing is very powerful, very powerful. And one of the qualities that you should have is you always take notes. You will see what difference it will make in your consciousness. So, and also sometimes I do highlight. I highlight the important points so that, because as I was mentioning to you, the moment you study, make as if you have to give a class about it. So how will you listen? How will you take notes? Yeah?
Special words or
Yes.
special
Very,
idea.
yes. And there will be messages between lines. So I was born in the darkest ignorance. Darkest timi. Timi randasha. Timi means darkest ignorance. Dhyananjana Sharakaya. My spiritual master opened my eyes. Chakshur unmilitam yena. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah, with the touch of knowledge. So this is something you need to prepare your heart.
Yes.
You can have this Anybody who doesn't have it, I can share that with you in the who does it have? Anybody needs pen?
I'm good, thank you. I have seen my home.
Yeah. Nilananda Prabhu, you need a pen? I can share. You need pen? You have pen? Oh, very good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I usually use my computer, but
Okay.
I don't want to be
Okay.
using the computer now.
So Timirandasya, Timir, darkness. So one thing, see, when you are like an empty vessel, then things can be put into. When you accept this position, that what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm born in the darkest ignorance.
Humility.
So you develop humility like Krishna, I don't know anything. Prabhupada, I'm in complete darkness.
And that's the attitude you have to even accept this message.
Exactly. Every time. Then Krishna will give the message.
It is also self-analysis.
Yes.
This is my self-signature, actually. I know nothing. All I know
So
is I know.
this should be our consciousness. Krishna, I don't know what you have to give. Don't come in the class. Oh, I know Bhagavad Gita. I know Dharma, Kshetra, Kurukshetra. I know this verse, that verse. If you come like that, you will even go empty-handed. Come with a heart, Krishna, what you have. Om Agyana Timirandasya. And my spiritual master opened my. Did you close the door? I can't. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So my spiritual master, and now try to understand, we don't have just one spiritual master, not just the Diksha Guru. We have our Shiksha Guru who gives us guidance, Shastra Guru who has given us knowledge about the scriptures. We have Pad Pradaksha Guru, someone who has put us on the path of devotion, Krishna consciousness. So when we are grateful, this is how we develop gratitude by meditating and opening our heart. And blessing is not expensive to seek blessings, but you know how powerful it is. And also, if in our action, when we are seeking blessing, that is mean we are applying this verse, Om Agyana Timirandasya, that I need mercy, I need prayers, I need guidance. This is where humility comes, as Mahashakti said. So that should be, and every time
And it's
when
the
you
opposite, sorry, it's the opposite in the material world with the materialists. They think they know everything and they don't need to know anything, It's
yes,
an opposite mentality.
and every time when you read this, don't just be like a parrot. I have seen people, oh Magyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya. If someone is talking to you like that, if I talk to Vishnu, he is my guru. Suppose, because what are you doing here? You're meditating on the guru. You're seeking mercy. And suppose Vishnu is my guru. Can someone do a play role that completely opposite of what they mean in this verse? Like you approach a guru and okay, let me do it. Okay, Vishnu is my guru, yeah? And I'm like, Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. We do that. I'm sorry, we do that. Many times, just the lips and the voice is coming out. Totally,
Same with japa.
we are out. And,
Yeah, I didn't want to say.
and then you won't be able to get what you need. You are telling something, Prabhu?
No, she said about the same happens with Japa, and I said I didn't even want to mention anything about anybody or anything. We have to learn to be extremely humble.
Yeah, another etiquette. You sorted it out here. We are not going to talk about anybody. We can talk about a situation. That is something very important to bear in mind. And that's code of conduct also. We are not going to talk about any, or even try to hint. In other institution, you will have some students are forced to leave if they're, have this tendency. So we respect that. And because we are also Bhakti Shastri students, we are here in humility, compassion, love. We are here. So that is something, because if we have to talk politics, one lifetime is not enough. I'm telling you. Yeah, so we go ahead, we try to. And then the second one is, so you're offering many. I'm in the darkest region. And what does every morning, one thing I want to share, every morning when we chant Guru Ashtaka, there's one line that is very important. When we ask mercy, all the lines are important, but there is one thing is Divya Gyan. Who can tell about the line? In Guru Ashtaka, there is one line where we share, where we tell the Guru that he can give us Divya Gyan, Ride Prakashitu, Ride Divya Gyan.
Divine knowledge.
Divine knowledge, transcendental Divya Gyan Prakashitu. The spiritual master has the ability to light up our heart with divine knowledge. Do we beg that when we do? Many of us, we're just chanting, we're not begging, Prabhupada, give me that Divya Gyan. What is this Divya Gyan? You told me you're my father, you told me I'm your child. Give me that. Many of us, years and years, we are chanting this mantra, but then we just parrot like.
Rushing it.
We don't mean it. Beg. Prabhupada, you said there's Divya Gyan. Where is it? Show me, give me. Or if you're not ready to give me right now, how should I qualify myself to get that Divya Gyan? And guess what? If you're sitting here for Bhakti Shastri, you're the recipients of the Divya Gyan. And be humble, continue asking. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. So what happens here? We are Rupanugas. We are follower of Rupanugas. Rupanuga. Okay, Srila Rupa Goswami. We are ISKCON devotees, are also known as the followers of Rupanuga. Followers, we are following in disciplic succession, right?
Oh.
So here what happens? Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, Man. He knows the mind of Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, why it's mentioning here? You will not have it in the translation so clear. Manobhishtam, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, Istapitam Yena Bhutale. Rupa Goswami, what he has done, he has been able to grasp what is in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is that? To establish Sanatan Dharma. Krishna consciousness is Sanatan Dharma. You understand what is the meaning of Sanatan Dharma? Dharma of human beings. Dharma of humanity.
Longer than
The
charger? Yeah.
How long the battery lasts? Can you check? Yeah. So what he did, Rupa Goswami, knowing the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is to establish the Sanatan Dharma. And guess what? This was the same mood of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This was the mood, and this is why he instructed Srila Prabhupada to do what instruction Srila Prabhupada got from his spiritual master, to go and preach. So the mood of Srila Prabhupada is the same mood as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur going up to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what did Srila Prabhupada do? He took it at heart, like firm in his resolution.
So this is what is called technically a rhetorical question. Because it's an interrogation mark at the end. Rhetorical question in the sense that the one who posing the question here has already received this mercy to be under the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami. He wants to put those words into our mouth.
Very
on
good.
us to feel this move.
Very good. So we need to feel it. When Srila Rupa Goswami, when will you give me shelter at your lotus feet? I'll tell you, even just these prayers with mood, with surrender, with devotion, can give a shower of blessing constantly. Why we don't become mercy of blessings? The recipient? Because we don't know how to connect. So if we learn to connect, mercy will be flowing every single moment.
That's what I was trying to explain. That's how I do. I go to nature. I don't want to hear the car roaring and someone singing japa around me. No, I go to the private place. I love to hear the birds. I feel the sun, the wind, or if it is raining, no matter what. That's where I hide from the rest of the world, to be in privacy with the Lord. And that gives me that inspiration. That's all I want to convey.
I can relate to that.
Hare Krishna.
Chaotic world we live in.
Yeah, Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Can we get the charger?
It's too many
Hare
details.
Yeah, it is close. We don't know when it will get over.
Yeah, get the charger from my room. Wait a minute, if it's closed, then this is the one. Yeah. So why I took so much time?